السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. We still come on board again on our weekly program on Tajweed, which is where we try to train our tongue on how to recite Qur'an, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا, and you should recite the Qur'an with its measure, that is with tajweed. And that is why we've taken it as AN-NUUN Institute concerns on giving CDS, what we call Community Development Services, or we call it CDP, that is Community Development Program, on to train our tongue on how to recite Qur'an. So we've taken it to talk about Huruf al-Hijaiyya, then we've also talked about the Al-Harakat. Now we are on Sukuun. Last week we talked about Mim that carries Sukuun. We are on Sukuun. Sukuun. So we should not forget, we said Sukuun in the Quran, it usually be like this, that is, it takes this kind of picture. When we see it, it has no sound, but what comes before it is what gives it its sound. We made it clear that when you want to pronounce something and you see it in the Quran, and you say something like this, ba, that carries Sukuun, you should check what comes before it in order to give this ba its attributes. Then let's say this carries kasra, you say ib. If it carries doma, you said ub. When it carries fatha, you said ab. So which means Sukuun itself has no sound, but the sound on the Sukuun comes out, or it will be attributed to a sound based on what comes before it. So on our previous lessons, we've taken al-qalqala, where we talk about Hurufu al-Muqalqala. Al-Hurufu al-Muqalqala, we talk about Qa, B, B, J, D. Now, we said these 5 huruf they are what they are. They have in them an attribute called al-Qalqala. Also, last week we talked about al-Mim as-Sakina. Al-Mim as-Sakina, where we made it clear that when you see Mim Sakina, is either Mim Sakina where it carries Sukuun, what comes after it, it will be, that is what you apply when you want to pronounce it with what comes after that Mim Sakina. Immediately after it, it will fall on either al-idgham or al-izhar or al-ikhfa. So when we check our record, you will see it there. Today, inshallah, we are looking at al-lam as-sakina. That is, when we check the mim, the huruf itself, you see that there are some that carries what? As-Sukuun. One of it is al-lam. When lam carries Sukuun, it has a special principles or ruling guiding it, and inshallah today we'll be looking at it. Let's say we have al-lam as-sakina, that is the lam that carries Sukuun. This is what we call lam sakina, meaning a lam that carries Sukuun. And we should not forget, when we are talking about principle, we are not after what is before lam. Rather, we talk about what is immediately after it. That is, for the principle that we are about to talk about, or we're about to say, or we're about to study today, inshallah, it will be centered on the lam itself and what comes immediately after it. Now, in this, we should have it in mind that in the Quran, we have 5 different lams that carries Sukuun. 5 different lams that carries Sukuun. So the first one we have al-lam as-sakina fi, let us call it like that, al-lam as-sakina fi al-ma'rifah. So we have what we call Laam al-Fa'il, Laam al-Fa'il. 3, we have what we call Laam al-Amr, Laam al-Amr, Laam al-Amr. And the 4th one, we have what we call Laam. We have Laam al-Fa'il, we have Laam al-Amr, we have Laam al-Ism. لام الساكنة في الاسم لام الاسم. Now the last one, which is 5, is what we call specially for what? لام الحرف, لام الحرف. So inshallah today we'll center our study on we'll center it on the 3 things here. So we can also be make use of what of the comments section, whereby we'll be putting some of the lam. When you see it and maybe it's somehow confusing to you, you don't know how to say what to say about it, or you don't know what tajweed to be applied on it. So you can also put it on the comment section. If it's not mentioned, inshallah, in our next video we'll talk about it. So for today, inshallah, we'll check this lam. The summary, we summarize it. Also, we'll check this. We'll check this, and we'll check this. So, let me do it like this. This would take them as one. Yes, let us summarize like that. So that is Laam al-Fa'il, Laam al-Amr, and Laam al-Ism. Here we mean Laam al-Sakina fi al-Fa'il, Laam al-Sakina fi al-Amr. I mean, this one is Laam al-Amr, that is Laam al-Sakin that we use in what? In commanding. This is Laam al-Ism, that is Laam al-Sakina fi al-Ism, and this is what? Laam al-Harf. So we'll be taking it one by one. Let's start from the beginning. The first one, which is Laam al-Sakina fi al-Ma'rifah. This is kind of lam you see you see at the beginning of the word. It's not part of that word. Let me give us an example. We have babun. This babun. Now when we want to attach this lam al with it, it comes at the beginning of it. It's not among this. This is the what? The word. So you now add it like this. Al what? Al bab. Al bab. Based on the number of huruf al-hijaiyah that we have, and based on the ruling guiding it, we have two principles. The first one is what we call al-idgham. Al-idgham. The second one is what? Al-izhar. That is, there are some places you see this, and what you need to do is you insert this lam on the words, on the harf that comes before it. Let us take an example. When we have as-sama, you see as-sama, instead of putting Sukuun here, you see shadda. When you check your Qur'an, you see shadda here. As-sama. So here we have al-bab. We can also repeat it, or we'll take another one. Let's see al-hijab. You see al-hijab. Al-hijab. So this is to call our attention to see in the Quran, you see some like this and you see some like this. The huruf of these, they are 14 that come like this, that you see shadda, and we call that huruf as ash-shamsiyya, ash-shamsiyya. This one we call it al-qamariyya. al-Qamariyah. So when you have it like this, when you check your Quran, before getting it, brother, just when you open your Quran, you see some, when you have this thing like this, and you see Laam, you see the harf that comes after this Laam that we call al-Ma'rifah. That is what? It stands for article D. When you see al-Ma'rifah, this al stand for what? Article what? B. So when you see something like this, al-Idgham, how will you apply it? That is, you insert this al, this Laam inside sin. When you are pronouncing, the Laam will not reflect. It will say as-sama. You don't say al-sama. So that is why in the Quran you see shadda on the what? On that half. So the second set is the one that you will not see shadda on it. It shows that the Laam will what? It will reflect in your what? Pronunciation. Instead of saying al, when you omit Laam, you let that Laam to reflect. You say al hijab. So in that kind of huruf, here the number of huruf, inshallah, will take it, but the name of it is called what? Ash-Shamsiyya. While here is called Al-Qamariyya. So now, what we call Ash-Shamsiyya, Ash-Shamsiyya. This one we call it Al, okay? The second one is Al-Qamariyya. The shortcut we give ourselves is when you check your Quran, you see that such alphabets, after seeing them, immediately after the Lam, Al, you see that they will not put in the Qamariyya, they will not put shadda on it. In the Shamsiyya, they will put shadda on it. That is either you see an Arabic alphabet that comes after alif, after al, that carries shadda, or you see an Arabic alphabet after this Lam. In this kind of what situation, it will carry no shadda. So now the first one, the one that carries shadda, we said it is what? Al-Idgham. You insert that Lam that carries second, that al, Lam, al, you inside the Lam, inside what? Inside sin. It will now be as-sama. Here you insert the what? Lam. Here you insert Lam in the sin, as-sama. But here you what? You split it. You let the Lam to reflect. Instead of saying as-sama, here you say al-hijab. Al-hijab. For that Lam to comes out with that its sound, it shows that you did what you call al-izhar. This one, for you to keep the Lam inside the what? Inside the sin, it shows that you do what? Al-idgham. Now, under Ash-Shamsiyya, lil huruf, al-huruf al-ijahiyya, in these two classifications, we have 14. When you take huruf al-ijahiyya, we have 28. When you divide it by 2, it will give you what? 14. That is, this one carries 14 and this one also carries what? 14. For simplicity, because as an educationist, as a teacher, you start your what? Teaching from the what? Simplest to what? To the complex. So let us start our Qamariyya. That is, let us start identifying the what? Huruf under Qamariyya, because we have a short word we can use, and that is Ibri. Look at it. We have Ibri, Haj. You see, Haj, Jaka, Wakhaf, Khaf, Aqi, Mahu. You see, that is this Ibri, Hamza. That is, the first one is what? Hamza. The second one is Ba. The third one is Ghai. The fourth one is Ha, Jim, Kaf. Wow. Now we have Kha, we have Fa, we have I, we have Qaf, we have Ja, we have mim, we have ha. When we count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So which means all other alphabets that are not here belongs to what? Shamsiya. Now the principle, let us now take it, let us be taking it one by one. So the same here, all huruf that is what in the al-Qamariyya, their what? Their principle is what? Al-Izhar. Look at it. Al-Hijab. Al-Hijab. That is, the lam will reflect. Al-Hijab. Al-Um. Al-Eh? Al-Um. Al-Um. You see? Al-Um. Al-Bab. This ghayn. This ghayn. You see? Al-Ghiba. Ha. Al-Hijab, as I've given you. Jim, we have Al-Jamal. Kaf. Al-Kalbu. Wow. We can say Al-Wudud. Al-Wudu, or I would say Al-Wadud. Or Al-Walud, as Hadith said. Now, you have another one, Kha. Al-Khubz. Al-Kha. Al-Khubz. Fa. Al-Fa'u. Al-Fa'u. Now, here we have Ain. Al-Ain. Of Al-Qamaru. Al-Qamaru. I don't want us to be writing. Just when you are checking, that's why I said in this video, we want us to make use of our comment section. Putting the examples, the one you've seen. Now, Qa, Al-Qamaru, Ya, Al-Yaddu, Mim, Al-Mawz, Ha, Al-Hawa. Look at it. Ha, Al-Hawa. So you see that all what I'm pronouncing, the lam shows. The lam reflects in what I'm pronouncing. But here, it's also 14. The principle to be applied is what? Al-Idgham. Al-Idgham. You see? Al-Idgham. Now, we have, let us see what has not been mentioned here. It has been combined in the baits because سرزالنا كم جاد شخص قد سما طيبا زيد في التقى دع ظالما. Now, let us see. We have sword, safe, sword. Now, we want to give example on sword. We said as-sayd, as-sayd. You see? As-sayd. Now, instead of putting Sukuun on this lam, rather they put shadda on that alphabet. So that's the method and that's the key to it. When you want to study it, just open to your Qur'an. You see, in this kind of situation, that is this you see it like this, then this lam will come before the main word. Now the function of it is what? The article day. When you know what I said, a ball is different from what? The ball. Now when I say hijabun, it's different from al-hijab. So that is it. Now when we see it, just open to your Quran, you see it there. Either you see this alif and lam, like this, alif and lam, then immediately the alphabet that comes after it, immediately is either it carries shadda or not. When it carries shadda, you should know that you are not to what? To call that lam. The lam should not reflect in your pronunciation. But the one that carries no shadda, that it has no shadda on it, like this example of al-ummu, like this example of al-hijab, like this example of what? Al-bab, you should know that your lam there, this lam, has to what? Has to be reflected. That is, it is under must to what? To show in your pronunciation. You will not say al-bab, no. What you say? Al-bab. Inshallah, we'll move on to the what? The second one with another clip. هذا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.